always relate your subconscious or dreams to your emotions, which will make more stronger. Thank you. Thank you, Kiran. So this is my story.
Superb, superb. Very nice. The key essential part of making things into reality. Great sharing. Awesome. So we'll move to the next. Bharat, will you take it next? You have a wonderful story to learn.
Yeah, Kiran.
Yeah. Can you switch on the video, Bharat? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay. Hi, everyone. This is Bharat here. Good to see everyone joining our book club in this, wonderful time. Okay. So today I'll be sharing about one, a very famous personality. Most of you might know already by seeing the name in the group and all. But I'll reveal his name at the end. But I'll start off his story. So this person, he was born in Austria and all. Okay, his parents are very strict from his childhood. His father is into a police force, so that's the reason why he is brought up with utmost discipline and everything. Okay, he used to play a lot of sports during his childhood, like soccer and all other I mean, he used to be very active in all physical activities. Okay, while playing soccer, one day his coach, when he was around 13 years or something, his coach took him to a gym. Okay, so that is the first time he entered the gym. Okay, so that day, he has decided that he'll become the best bodybuilder in the world. Okay, so he has set up his dream on that particular day. Okay, so since that day onwards, he had that one goal in mind. His dad asked me one day, like, you have two choices, either choose bodybuilding or choose soccer. Okay, so he obviously chose bodybuilding over soccer. Okay, and then he used to practice bodybuilding day in day out. Okay, even during the rest day, usually people usually work out for 5 days in a week, 6 days in a week, but this person used to work out for 7 days in a week. Okay, he used to tell in many interviews that uh, if on any particular day if he doesn't work out or if he doesn't go to gym, I mean, he doesn't feel like seeing himself in the mirror the next day morning. Okay, that's how much dedicated he is. Okay, so he has gone through a lot of struggles in this journey. He met with a lot of injuries also, but he never gave up on his dream. So that way only he practiced bodybuilding, and finally he traveled to US. He was born in Austria, and in Austria actually there is one rule that you need to serve your country. Okay, so he joined the army, but then again he had to run away from those responsibilities because he was so much passionate about bodybuilding. But then again, the army people got caught him, and then seeing his passion for bodybuilding, they let him go. Okay, so that's when he got a chance to participate in the bodybuilding competitions. So that way only he won many bodybuilding competitions all around the world, and he won Mr. Olympia and Mr. Universe more than 5 times. This is a very good record. Okay. I'll just summarize it in another 30 45 seconds. Okay. So this person, he has become pretty successful even in personal life, professional life. He's become a huge movie star, and eventually he entered into politics as well. Okay. Looking back at his life, actually, he has given six principles of success which he follows pretty seriously. Okay. I mean, I was reading his life story, and then I, felt that these success principles, whatever he has given, right, it's actually applicable to anyone. Okay, a normal person who wants to wants to build a solid dream for himself, if he can follow these six success principles, I'm very sure that he can achieve whatever dreams he has. The first one is be like, you have to trust yourself, and the second one is you have to break some rules. Okay, and don't be afraid to fail. Okay, and the fifth one is like you need to work like hell. Okay, and always you need to give something back to your society. Okay, if you see, he's actually covered each and every aspect of our life. Okay, starting from yourself on the qualities that you need to have and the way you need to be, and also people, how do we have to live for people around us. Okay, so these are the six qualities that he lives by. Okay, so uh, to summarize, for anyone who has got a strong dream and who wants to achieve this dream, these are some success principles that we need to be, aware of, and you need to implement it to become successful. And this person is none other than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Awesome. Great, huh? Suspense. I think people people who must be fan of his acting, they must have been figured out in the end portion when you talked about Jim. Wonderful sharing.
Yeah, and actually, I want to thank Supra here. Actually, she read about him and she shared me, like a 10-minute story about him, from which I was able to pick up this 3 minutes talk.
Well, good teamwork, huh? Supra implementing in real life. That's nice. Good. You can also start your topic.
Sure. Thank you so much. My voice is audible?
Yeah. So you're not visible though correctly. Face cut try. Thoda sa ja.
Is it okay now?
Better hai. Perfect.
Okay, yeah. Hi and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the book club. I'm Supra. We have quarantined ourselves, but we are having fun at home as well. I would like to add that. Yeah, today was a good day, and having some good time with mom, dad, and everyone. So before I start the topic, it is related to every single thing which I'm living currently. I realized it very late. First, I was very much worried that I am here for quite a long time and doing nothing. But gradually, when I was reading this book, actually, every single point which I read, I personally remembered Kiran in every aspect, and tried to see from his way, like how he leads every one of us, how he takes care of us. He tries to know.
Supra, we lost your voice. Supra, we lost your voice. Hello? We can't hear you. Can anyone hear? I think nobody is able to hear, I guess.
No. I think they also lost our voice.
No worries.
I don't think they can hear us.
Acha, just let me chat them. Not audible.
Hello.
Now it's better. Perfect.
Okay, so everything is missed.
Yeah, so you have to cover
We only
some.
heard how Kiran tries to know you and take care of you guys. Till that we heard.
Okay,
After that we couldn't hear
not
anything.
much. Okay, I'll cover it up. Okay. So the topic which I was about to cover is about few laws by John C. Maxwell. Out of which I was reading two laws: the law of significance and the law of big picture. And I don't know, more than the law of significance, the law of big picture made me a big impact in my mind when I was going through that. And I realized, and I could visualize Kiran in that part. The way he comes across every individual, whoever is here, the way he gives motivation, or the way he lets us know that how we can excel, how this club can enhance us to really go ahead further in life. So this particular big picture taught me that thing. So when someone is a leader, the leader doesn't think about himself. He really sacrifices his part, and he tries to go to the next level and try to understand where his team or his people, whoever are working with are facing any issues, and what contribution he can do, or what he can take that small step that they can actually be open to them to share their issues, so that he can actually take out them from that particular situation. And law of big picture completely talks about some of the areas of that. So also it tells, there is a next point which covers that whenever you are choosing a lot of people among you or within you, it's really very, very important to choose the right people than just randomly working with the wrong people, because you are going to completely whenever we are going to lose, if there are right people and if they lose the game also, it is still fine. But choosing a wrong people, there is no point then you can ever actually, the leader can reach his vision. Because to reach a vision, the leader has the big picture with him, but to reach his particular goal or anything, he needs the right people who works with him, who really align with that particular goal. And it talks completely about that. The next is size up their situations. The situation could be anything. Everything should be put together with the team. See, there will be upfall and downfall. So when I was reading this particular point, I remember the book Failing Forward. So it completely tells that there will be a situation where you will come down to zero level. And it is not only with respect to team or leader or politics or you're climbing a mountain. There will be a time you will feel like quitting. You will feel like, yeah, this is enough. Let's assume I'm climbing a mountain and I would reach at a point where I would be dehydrated. I would think that I have no energy to reach where I would have targeted for. But if that particular moment you have something in your mind which can tell you that please give a try for the next, and then that is like a test for you where you move to the next level. This is one of the points of the law of big picture, sizing up this situation. And coming to that, there is one more important thing which is told that no one of us is very much important than the rest of us, which is by the owner of McDonald's. Who is he? He is Ray Kroc. Yeah. So I just wanted to tell about this. And I'll end with a story, very short story. Like I'll be wrapping up within the time only, Kiran. So law of significance. Law of significance is very important thing. That is, let's assume a group dance is happening. If everyone doesn't coordinate and sync with each other, can the group dance look beautiful? Obviously not. So just think about that small thing. Anything which is done in a group, every single person puts the contribution and play a game like football, hockey, or whatever. But when the championship comes, does it come for individual? No, right? It comes for the entire team. And it comes for every individual. The losing, the winning, everything actually impacts the whole people. So when it is about a team, you take the success also and you take the loss also. So when you share everything together, it doesn't feel like a pain or it multiplies. I mean, but when it is a pain, when you share it, it reduces actually. But when it is a success, it rises more and you become happy more. So this the story of this lady who was this dancer, her life was very beautiful, and she got married. And after she got married, she got married to a president. But within 1 year of time, they found that his husband is suffering from cancer. So the book here says that there is nothing worse than cancer, because once it comes, you have to take utmost care that every single minute regarding the chemo, the medicine, the care, the food, everything you take, it teaches you the entire lessons in your life. And after following this, all things in your life becomes so disciplined and principled, and the people you have around you, that anything which comes in your life in next, it is like nothing. It's very easy. So here the girl, after she faces all these things along with her husband, and they come out of all these things. The president, the other association, the doctor who saw her, this lady, he himself wanted to start a business where they can help the entire people who can publicly help. So what the doctor saw, was she having money or something? But she had something from where they could do a fundraising, from where she had lots of networking. I mean, where she can reach out to people. She had the talent of actually going and talking to people. She got attracted. So the story completely says that how law of significance plays a very important thing in individual's life. And it also says that every single law, you don't have to have it from your birth. It can be achieved at any point of time. You just need to go through it and understand it in your current perspective or your life on a day-to-day basis. That's all from my side, Kiran. Thank you so much.
Great. Awesome sharing, Supra and Bharat. Really good to learn. And the best part was, sharing the story. Actually, story itself create emotions which will enable us to act on the particular learning. The key thing of, passing the message through a story. Wonderful. Great sharing. So before we move to the next speakers, we'll just again invite 2 to 3 new people who have joined just to introduce, so that we'll keep in loop. Great. So I think new people have joined. There's someone called Niket. Niket, can you unmute yourself and just share your name, your profession, and where do you locate right now, and who invited you? Niket. I think Niket, I'm not sure whether he's on. Okay, we'll go to the next person. There's a guy called Nitish. Nitish, are you online? Nitish. Cool. I think if Nitish take time. Balram, are you online? Balram, you can unmute yourself.
Hey, hi.
Yeah, just give me a second. I'll just spotlight you. Yeah, go ahead, Balram. You can, introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi guys. Good evening. So myself, Balram from Bangalore. So working as a QA lead in a company called Campus Management International. So I have 10 years of experience in testing. So yeah, and have been invited by Kiran. Thanks, invited by Kiran, because actually I don't know about what is the exactly. So I just want to see. I stopped my call, regular call, and I was joined here, so just to see what is exactly.
That's
So
so
Shubham.
nice, Balram. It's basically it's very the curious mind of yours has made to reprioritize your call, and really happy that you joined. Great.
Thank
So
you.
we'll have a connection maybe post our book club, right? I'll give you the outline.
Sure, sure.
Thank you so much.
Nice seeing you guys.
Yeah. Great. So who else did not introduce the Sudhanshu? Sudhanshu, are you online? Did we take you up? Sudhanshu or Shubham, if you're joining for the first time.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah, Shubham, I think you can. Is it possible to enable your video?
Let me check.
I've just requested.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead. You can introduce.
So hi all. So I'm Shubham and I am currently working in Bangalore, in the revenue department as a member of technical staff. So I've been introduced by Bhushan on LinkedIn, and that's all.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Shubham. Okay, I think Niket is unmuted now. Niket, if you are available, you can just introduce shortly. Niket.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Niket, we can hear you.
Hello? Okay. So I'm Niket Chaudhary. I live in Pune and I work as a research analyst. And I'm very much excited about this initiative. And I got
Niket, your voice is breaking up. Why don't you write down your introduction in the chat box? We can all see that. Okay, I think we'll take you in the next time. Great. Hi, Nitish. I think you're online. You can just introduce in short.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nitish Bharadwaj. I'm currently working in Bangalore. I'm an aerospace engineer. I'm working with Gensar Aerospace Private Limited. And I have 3 to 4 years of experience.
Awesome. Who invited you?
Puneet invited me from
Awesome. Awesome. Great knowing you. Awesome. Great. So we'll move to the next speakers then. So people who are not speaking, please mute yourself. We'll again pick up new people for introduction in the next after maybe 20 minutes later. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, great. So now we'll start with a very interesting topic. So Sahana, if you are there, you can unmute and switch on your video. Great.
Able to hear me?
Yep, everything is audible. Time starts now.
Hello everyone, welcome to the book club. I'm Sahana. I'm here to talk one of the very interesting topics based on our relationships with the opposite gender. It's from the book called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Personally, my very interesting topic. So I'm here, I'll be covering 2 chapters, which says Mr. Fix-It and the home improvement, and another topic which says men go into their caves and women talk. So these 2 chapters basically deal with how each one reacts to the opposite gender's problems and how each one reacts with self problems. So what I read and what I understood was, when a man is in a problem, never go and tell him, nurture him, tell him to do this. It's going to become a lot of mess around. So yeah, when a man is in a problem, what Venetians, that's the women do is, we go and try to tell them what needs to be done and tell them that, do this and this will be fine. And but when it comes to men, the Martians, they refer the men as Martians and women as Venusians. So the Martians say that, if the woman says that, ask them to do something, the men feel they're incompetent or they cannot achieve something. So the men would reach to would reach for a solution only when there is something that they could really want the solution problem to be solved, not otherwise. But when it comes to the women, when they are trying to express what they are telling, they don't need solutions. So they only need to be listened and loved and empathized. So when these two don't work, it creates a friction. So when the friction creates, the men go into their caves and the women want to talk. So here what they mean is the Martians here don't want to, talk or don't want to do something normal when they are upset or they are in a problem. They find their competency within themselves and they want to clear it with themselves. So they come up for solutions only when they ask for it. It shouldn't be offered unless and until they ask. But in case of women, they want to talk. They just want to talk and let it go. But it doesn't work like that all the time. So the solution to both of it is when the men are in a problem, women, please don't trouble them. Just leave it to them. Let them live it. Let them come out. And when we really know that we can talk, just talk everything. So that's what I understood. And there's a small incident that just happened a couple of days back with my husband Karthik. So we were trying to fix a table, and the first time he was not able to, and I said, kept telling him, do this, and I actually tried to get there, but then got frustrated, and then it was like, it's okay, I can do it. And then I understood, and I just left it there. And the next time we were actually trying to fix it, I'm like, it's okay, you can do it. All they need is support. And for the men, the biggest solution from the women is to be loved and to be trusted. To the women, the men always need to give their two big ears, just listen to them, give them a tight hug, and just enjoy. That's the relationship between a husband and a wife. But this could also be with your friend, your family, your parents. It could be with anyone, the opposite gender. So we know how to deal it now. So women start loving more, and men start listening more. So that's it from my side.
Awesome. Great sharing, Sahana. Beautifully covered with your own real life stories. I'm sure everyone will have some of their stories related to their mom or their sister or somehow the other. Very key thing happens with every one of us. Everyone fights without even knowing it, and then we create mess up.
Yes.
Great, awesome. So we'll move to the next speaker. Dheeraj, if you're online, I can spotlight you.
Yeah. Hi, Kiran. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So the topic that is given to me is E-Myth Revisited. It's a book by Michael Gerber. So I'll try to do justice to the book in say 3 minutes, if everyone permits. So basically, this book is completely relating to the business. So in fact, if I can introduce myself, I'm a big fan of Robert Kiyosaki and Rich Dad Poor Dad. So he talks about the different quadrants in the book, say like different quadrants: employment, employment, self-employment, business, and investors. So this is a book where the author Michael Gerber comes as a consultant to a lady who wants to start her own pies business. So basically, something like restaurant. She bakes pies, and she wants to do a business, and she has been doing that for her entire life, and she is wondering why nothing is moving well. So just to give a introduction, because that's what an introduction would be necessary for this. So generally, when it comes to a small business, like not a big restaurant, they tend to spend their entire life in the business. And what happens is they do everything from starting cutting to the vegetables and doing the cleaning and everything. So basically, the author talks about the people. When it comes to any startup or any business, he talks about people in 3 different characteristics. One is technician, the second one is the manager, and third one is the entrepreneur. So basically, all these 3 qualities we basically have within ourselves. First is a technician. Technician is the person who basically does all the work. Okay, let's take the same restaurant business. For example, who cooks the food the best way, the paratha or the fried rice? He's the technician. And the manager is the person who manages, like for example, raw materials, vegetables, cutting in the time limit and delivering it. Those things becomes the manager. And the entrepreneur is the person who basically visualizes, like actually shared by many people here. He basically sees the business beyond what it is right now. He sees the unseen. So he basically wants to take the business forward. So what happens is all these 3 people we have in our own self, and everyone wants to be their own boss, and they don't want a boss beyond them. So basically, when, for example, any self-business people, they come, we know that he's a person who thinks that what he does is the best. So that's what self-employee basically thinks. For example, say the technician, he thinks he knows the best. But what happens is we have to see from the broader aspect. And basically, having said this, for example, when a person, let's take the real example, when a person technician, for example, if a person is able to come as an app developer or something like that, he is able to make an app. But how to? Hello.
Yeah, Dheeraj, you can go ahead and wrap it up in next 30 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. So how he basically puts it forward to the market, those things becomes entrepreneurial skills, like team building, like creating what you say, marketing, and many. There are many things that an entrepreneur has to do. And in fact, I have quite a few to actually share. So in short, what happens is it's basically a business should be run by a system, and the system should basically run by the people. And in fact, the wonderful thing he talks about is the turnkey revolution. He refers franchise to be the turnkey revolution, because, for example, when you start in any branch or when you're going to start any new business, there is a lot of investment and other things. But when it comes to a franchise, and another person basically takes the brand from us and promotes that, and for that he pays to us. So that's basically a turnkey revolution. And by that we are able to duplicate the same business model in multiple areas and multiple scenarios. But at the same time, the same standard has to be met. And for the same standard to be met, what happens is we have to create a system, starting with a color code, dress code. For example, wherever we go to KFC or McDonald's or Subway, wherever we go, we have the same ambience. He basically talks about the ambience or the whole customer experience as the product. And the product is basically a commodity. In fact, what he refers to the business is basically a tool to earn profit, because the primary aim of a business is to bring money to the person, the promoter, the person who starts the business. And the business is basically a tool to bring profit to the owner. And how that is done is by duplication, wherein he can remove himself from the business, and so that he can share the business model, the procedure, the manual, the code of conduct, everything with other people, so that the business kind of multiplies without his intervention, so that he can earn a huge number of profit. In fact, he talks about the different strategies. I don't think the time would permit that.
What you can do is, there's a very insightful topic, because most people are not even aware of what challenges are there in real businesses. So why don't you make part 1, part 2, because part 1 is pretty interesting. Make it a part 2 version. Maybe next book club people will be attending just to listen your talk.
Okay.
What do you say?
Sure. No problem. Thanks, Kiran. Thanks for the time.
Yeah. So just you can just summarize a basic thing. I think what even I learned from Dheeraj's talk is basically every one of us, we have 3 types of categories of people, right? One is a technician, one is manager, and one is entrepreneur. So ऐसा नहीं है कि आप entrepreneur नहीं हो, मतलब सबके अंदर कुछ ना कुछ रहता है. Only thing is we have different proportion of characteristics.
Exactly.
Some people are very technical oriented. Some people are more manager oriented. Some people are entrepreneuristic oriented, right? So that way we need to understand how we can really apply these learnings in real life. So we'll again take up this topic, Dheeraj, in the next week. You really covered very, very nicely. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Kiran. Thank you.
Awesome. So we'll move to the next speaker now. Madhvi, you're there. Yeah.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep. And let's set the timer. Yeah, go ahead.
1 minute. I'll just set the sun timer for myself as well. Okay, so hello everyone, and thank you for joining the book club. Like everyone else, I have also house arrested myself and enjoying every bits of it. So it feels so great that we have book club now, and every Thursday we all catch up and share our learning. And today I'm going to share about the secret that I have just learned from this book called The Secret. So imagine how would your life be when you would, whatever you want, you just ask and you get it. Like when I was a kid, I used to watch this series, I Dream of Genie. I don't know how many of you have watched, or Aladdin. So I would think that someday I will get that Aladdin ka chirag, and I would just think, I want this, I want a bungalow or a gaadi or whatever I want. I would just ask. So if I ask, I would get that. And I used to watch this Shakalaka Boom Boom, and I used to think I would draw this and I would get, without putting any limitation to whether I can achieve it or not. I would think that there would be no limitation. I would just ask anything I want, right? Imagine how would your life be when you can achieve whatever you want. So this book talks about that secret, that a lot of people in this world are very successful and they don't have any genie, or they don't have any Aladdin. It's just one secret that they apply in their life, and that secret is the law of attraction. So the law of attraction, it might sound very magical to you, but it is true. It is also mentioned in many ancient book and religious book also, and many successful people have used it in their life. Is how you are, what you think is what you are. So the book suggests that you do not put any limitation, and you attract from this universe. You make it very clear to your mindset what you want from your life, and you imagine all big things. So what will happen is, when you make yourself absolutely clear about what big things that you want, this universe will start creating that series of events that will happen in your life. So what happens, for example, let us say our thought process. So we have all heard that human mind is the most powerful machine, right? It always happens. I'll give you one example. In the morning, let us say I'm listening to one song and I'm just brushing my teeth, but my focus is on that song. So it is so well engraved in my mind that entire day that song will keep coming in my mind, right? So thought is also like that. The most powerful machine, that is our mind. What will happen is, if you have one very strong thought, you'll keep attracting and multiplying that thought by zillion times, or infinite times. So that will make your visualization so strong that event of series will start happening in your life, and you will start attracting those things in your life. You'll become like that magnet who can attract everything in your life without having any genie or any Aladdin ka chirag. You can start getting whatever you want from your life. So this book suggests that you should look for that, and you should attract those things. You should apply one principle, that do not focus on what you don't want in life. Just focus on what you want in life, because that magical secret that I'm talking about, the law of attraction, it does not know to differentiate between do and don'ts. So what will happen is, if I think, let us say I go to a salon for my haircut, so I shouldn't be thinking I don't want a bad haircut. Because don't and do, the law of attraction is not able to find the difference. So if I'm thinking about don't want the bad, I don't want bad haircut, so that bad haircut, it will get programmed to the universe, and that event of series will start happening. Maybe something will go wrong, and then I will get bad haircut. So it will keep multiplying those thoughts and bring that to your effect. So we should attract good things in our life by by having those positive thoughts, and do not focus on what you don't want, but just focus on what you want. All positive things, all good things in your life. Just keep there is a way how you can program your mind, is just practice this by telling to yourself, I am what I think I am. I am what I think I am. I have what I think I can have. If you keep repeating that to yourself, a human being is a mankind is capable of achieving anything that they want. And so many people in many years ago, also people have applied that, and they have achieved that in their life. So many people we have heard who would have become bankrupt. They would have lost everything in their life, and they make a new start, and again they achieve so many things. We would have seen so much. But what did they do? Did they do any bank robbing, or how did they achieve it? It is just that they had, from the beginning itself, their mind was programmed to visualize all big things. And that is why second time when they even restarted, they could only see big things, and that's how they attracted. So I recommend all of you also start that. And I also know that secret now, so I'll also start adding focus on good things, and that's how you program your mind. Thank you so much for listening to me, and that is what I wanted to share.
Great. Awesome, Madhvi. The best part, what I learned about the talk is that, our mind doesn't care what you say, basically. I'll give all of you just listen to what I say, and just see what will happen. So if I tell you not to think about a black monkey, did you think or not think?
I could see a giant monkey.
Correct. So if I tell not to think about a black monkey, our mind actually thinks about a black monkey. So the thing is, our subconscious mind doesn't, care about all not, yes, no. It only cares what images comes into its mind in a very strong way. So that is what, I learned from, Madhvi's talk. Thank you so much, Madhvi. Great. So we'll move to next speaker. Arun, you're online?
Yes, Kiran, I'm online.
Okay, great. So is your bandwidth good enough to switch on video?
So I am currently at a place where the video clarity is not good. So I thought maybe I would have the audio version of discussion.
Yeah, cool. Go ahead with it. Yeah.
Sure. Thanks. Yeah. Hi, good evening, everyone. So today's topic, I'm going to speak on what to say when you talk to yourself. and this would be on chapter 2. So there is always an answer for everything. So we can find about countless, self-help answers through either books, self-help books, or through seminars, and there are a lot of motivational video. So I can become a goal setter, true achiever. I can learn to think positively and be more creative. But again, it depends on. So one good thing is that I'm starting off from the previous speaker who spoke just about the positive thinking. So it is all about the human brain. It's a very powerful personal computer control center. It has the capability for doing anything, which we think about it. So the more right way we think and the right direction, it will do the right thing. And the flip side is, if we start thinking on the wrong directions, it will lead us to a wrong direction and give a negative programming, which will happen without even being aware of it. So it will just happen automatically. So the other thing which the author summarizes in this book is that on an average, so reasonable homes during first 18 years of our life, we were told no. So which means it is about 148,000 times of no. We've been chosen to listen throughout our life, for the first 18 years of our life since birth, that whatever we wanted to do, we aspire to do, we are always told, no, you're not supposed to do this. And so if you're a little fortunate, maybe a little better, around 1 lakh or maybe 50,000, but on an average, it is 148,000 times of no. So which is, so if you have to look at the comparison between yes and no, the yes is very less and the no's are higher. So therefore, our mind is already pre-blocked, pre-conceived that, this, if I'm going to try, anyway, it's going to be a no. So the mindset is already prepared for it, right? So we start believing in no time what we're being told by others. So the same thing is, just getting shared within ourselves, saying that, repetition is a convincing argument. So we keep saying within ourselves that, this is not possible. And we start, begin to live the picture of ourselves, saying that whatever was created in our mind. So unless and until the program, what we receive, is erased or replaced with a different programming, it just stays within us permanently, and this will just direct us whatever we do throughout our life. So I think let's imagine what we have to think, the right mindset, successful program, and everything should go fine. And we should start controlling our mindset, with more positive, so that this has an impact on our health, our career, our personal relationship, and on our future. So our mind plays a very important role in how we accept programming from others, and very important what we say when we talk to ourselves. I think don't learn and then live. We should start living and learn. So learning is a continuous process. I think in summary, if you have to achieve something, you have to start thinking, erase your negative thinking, and process your positive thoughts. So just one, maybe a 10 seconds, Kiran, I will wrap it up.
Sure.
So there is one reference which the author gives in the Bible, from the Bible, as a man thinketh, so is he. So this is one thing which I have drawn a reference from Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, if you don't fight for what you want, then don't cry for what you lost. So when he refers to fight, it is not the manhandling. It is about the fight what a person wants, maybe a good house, or maybe a good career, a good future. He has to dwell within himself, kill the negativity, and think only positive and move on. That's about it. Thanks for the opportunity.
Awesome. Great sharing, Arun. Wonderful ending with a strong quote. I think the quote was, if you don't fight for what you want, then don't cry for what you have lost, is it?
Yes, correct.
Awesome. Great. Yeah. Superb. So good. So we'll move to our next speaker, Bhushan.
Hi, Kiran. I'm audible?
Yep, you're audible and you're on spotlight. Great. Your time starts
Okay.
now.
So hi everyone, myself Bhushan, and today's my topic about connecting about others, from the book Everyone Communicates But Few Connects by John C. Maxwell. So what is the connection actually? Connecting means to see the things to others' point of view. हम लोग हमेशा अपने नजरिए से किसी चीज को देखते हैं, and दूसरा कोई उसको किस नजरिए से देख रहा है, we never try to see. So that is there only it's disconnecting happening. Okay, so every successful people, anyone, no matter who, a leader, successful leader or businessman, who are, everyone of the creates a connector actually, but some barrier is there. Because of that, we not able to connect with people, like immaturity. Sometimes we think I am do everything, people will understand me. That is the immaturity. That's why we are not able to connect. Sometimes like ego is the biggest problem. Let's say example, in the our office manager, or you are the person who are earning more money in your family, so you have the ego. I am doing this one this much. So people should everything they should listen to me. So that is the biggest thing, we are disconnect happening. And think about a stranger, how they will connect with us. And and third thing is the insecurity. People are thinking about others' approval. Let's say I'm talking in here, and if I think what people will think about me, audience will think about me, they will clap or not, they applaud me or not, I'm talking good or not. So that is insecurity make us disconnecting. Okay, we should not think about no what I am talking. We should focus on our talk. People will listen if talk is good. So and fourth thing is the failure to give the value to anyone. Sometimes what happen, we give the value to the people who are successful or people who are helping us, but we don't give the value to others. That is the biggest problem and biggest disconnecting point. So we should not think like, but some 3-4 things are there in two. We should focus where we can connect the people. First, like everyone who are a stranger, let's say you're meeting with any stranger and you want to connect with that. So how they are thinking and how I am thinking, like first they will expect, how can I help you? Can he help me? Let's say we are meeting with any stranger and we're thinking, can he help me? Can I trust him? So these 2-3 things, if you are we will give the help, we can trust, or we can achieve that their trust, we can easily connect. So I will give the one example, just 30 seconds. So one of my previous manager was there in my project, and he was a real leader. People were follow him actually. People are working with him, for him, not for project actually. So what he do, he does actually, he always try to ask, try to connect with the people. He try to understand what is the challenges, what is the problem. Inside work also, outside work also. If outside work, he totally connect like friend. Okay, and he try to understand the challenges. Anyone can go and ask talk frequently, either 1 year experience guy or 10 year experience guy. So what happened, something politics happened and उसे project से निकाल दिया गया. नया manager आया, he was big high-fi short guy, IIT and 50 years experience, and and he was talking about only work. उसे सिर्फ काम चाहिए, उसके चेहरे पे कोई smile भी नहीं होता था. Okay, and he never talk about to other things, only he talk about project, task, हुआ कि नहीं हुआ, and he was expecting to everyone like him कि मुझे रिजल्ट जैसे मैं चाहता हूँ वैसे रिजल्ट आना चाहिए. And what happened, within 6 months people complain against him कि वो हमें बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर करता है, बहुत ज्यादा टास्क देता है, सुनता नहीं हमारी, और उसे प्रोजेक्ट से निकाल दिया गया. So what I understood and learn is, like आप कितना बड़ा भी तोप हो, कितना बड़े भी फाड़ू आदमी हो, right, but जब तक आप लोग आपको पसंद नहीं करते, लोग आपसे कनेक्ट नहीं करते हैं, you cannot आप कभी सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो सकते लाइफ में. So that is what my learning actually. So thank you, Kiran, and we should try to connect with people. So then that is the way we can go ahead in our life. Thank you.
Awesome, Bhushan. I think Bhushan का talk सुन के मुझे एक अच्छा सा line याद आ गया. John C. Maxwell के एक book में लिखा था, people actually when they work, when they join a new company, they don't join, for they have multiple reason to join. लोग अच्छे salary के लिए join करते हैं, लोग अच्छे brand के लिए join करते हैं, लोग अच्छे projects करने के लिए join करते हैं. People who might be interested in proper जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन, जिनको अपना रोल्स पसंद नहीं आया दूसरे का, तो पीपल ज्वाइन फॉर मल्टीपल रीजन. बट जब लोग स्टे करते हैं या फिर लोग जब कंपनी को छोड़ते हैं, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इफ यू ऑब्जर्व, पीपल लीव द कंपनी बिकॉज ऑफ समवन. लोग कंपनी की वजह से जॉब नहीं छोड़ते, एक्चुअली लोग छोड़ते हैं किसी उस बंदे के कारण जॉब छोड़ के, उसने जीना हराम कर दिया है.
एक्चुअली सेम हैपन मेरे वो उसके साथ हुआ था. जो बहुत सारे जो लीड लेवल के लोग थे, एंड जैसे पता चला कि वो प्रोजेक्ट से निकाल दिया गया, विद इन 1 मंथ सभी लीड लेवल के लोग जो उसको फॉलो करते थे सभी कंपनी छोड़ के चले गए, नॉट ओनली प्रोजेक्ट.
Absolutely, true. Awesome, great, yeah. So great sharing, Bhushan. So before I invite, I think we have last couple of speakers, and before I call them, let me summarize few things. Lalita, Rajendra, आप दोनों में से कौन बोलेगा आज?
हेलो किरण जी, मैं बोलूंगी.
आप बोलोगे? ठीक है. तो आप अभी फिर बोल लो. आपके पास 3 मिनट का टाइम है. मैं आपको स्पॉटलाइट कर देता हूँ. वीडियो ऑन कर सकते हो आप?
किरण जी, यहाँ पे नेटवर्क इशू है एक्चुअली, कनेक्ट ही नहीं हो रहा था, बहुत मुश्किल से कनेक्ट हुआ है.
फिर ऑडियो पे कंटिन्यू कीजिए फिर.
ओके,
चलो.
हेलो एवरीवन, आई एम ललिता एंड टुडेज माय टॉपिक इज द पावर ऑफ ड्रीम. एंड दिस टॉपिक आई वांट टू कनेक्ट टू अ रियल स्टोरी ऑफ धीरूभाई अंबानी. वो एक गुजरात के जूनागढ़ में चोरवाड़ नामक गांव में इनका बर्थ हुआ था 1932 में. और उनके फादर एक टीचर थे और मदर हाउसवाइफ थी. बचपन से ही उनका खुद का टारगेट होता था कि मैं किसी के कमाई पे ना जीऊं, मैं खुद का अपना कुछ स्टार्टअप करूं. तो वो क्या करते थे कि स्कूल के बाद में वो पकौड़े बेचने का काम स्टार्ट कर दिए. बाद में क्या हुआ कि उनकी पढ़ाई में काफी प्रॉब्लम आती थी, उनको चीजें समझ में नहीं आती थी. उनके फादर टीचर तो थे लेकिन उनका इंटरेस्ट नहीं होता था, तो उन्होंने मैट्रिक पढ़ने के बाद में अपनी पढ़ाई स्टॉप कर दी. उसके बाद क्या हुआ कि उनके जो फादर हैं उनकी तबीयत खराब होती गई और बाद में उनके घर पे इकोनॉमिकल प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट हो गई. तो उन्होंने एक पेट्रोल पंप में जॉब करना स्टार्ट कर दिया. बट उनके ड्रीम बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग थे. वो चाहते थे कि मैं वर्ल्ड के सबसे अमीर आदमियों में से एक बनूं, और वो इंडिया को इकोनॉमिकली स्ट्रॉन्ग करना चाहते थे. इसलिए वो फिर बाद में बहुत ज्यादा अर्निंग के लिए वो एडन चले गए. वहां पर उन्होंने ट्रेडिंग कंपनी में क्लर्क की जॉब की, और वहां पे जो भी अपॉर्चुनिटीज उन्हें मिली उनको बहुत अच्छे से उन्होंने लिया, और उन्होंने बहुत सारे मल्टीपल वर्क सीखे वहां पे, जैसे इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट का काम भी सीखा, मार्केटिंग का और अकाउंटिंग का, होलसेलर का काम भी सीखा उन्होंने. उसके बाद में क्या हुआ कि उनका वर्क पैशन देख करके उनके जो ऑनर्स थे उस कंपनी के, वो बहुत इम्प्रेस हुए और उनका प्रमोशन कर दिए. फिर वो ऑयल रिफाइनिंग कंपनी में एज अ मैनेजर वर्क करने लगे. बट उनका ड्रीम बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग था, इसलिए वो यहाँ पे नहीं टिके, और उन्होंने क्या किया कि अपना खुद का ऑयल रिफाइनिंग कंपनी स्टार्ट करने की सोची. क्योंकि वो हमेशा कहते थे कि अगर आप ड्रीम देखोगे तभी उसे कंप्लीट कर पाओगे, क्योंकि अगर ड्रीम देखोगे तो आइडियाज माइंड में ऑटोमेटिक जनरेट होते रहेंगे. फिर उसके बाद में क्या हुआ कि वो इंडिया को इकोनॉमिकल स्ट्रॉन्ग करना चाहते थे, इसलिए वो इंडिया वापस आए. बट उनके पास में सफिशिएंट मनी नहीं था, उनके पास 500 समथिंग था. तो इससे वो अपना खुद का बहुत बड़ा बिजनेस तो स्टार्ट नहीं कर सकते थे, इसलिए उन्होंने एक फॉर्च्यून की और कपड़े की शॉप स्टार्ट की, छोटा सा. फिर उनके माइंड में आया कि एडन में कुछ कॉन्ट्रैक्टर थे जिनसे उन्होंने बात की कि आप मेरे साथ में, मेरे पास कुछ आइडिया है जो मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ. मैं आपके यहाँ एडन से मैं क्लॉथ को इंपोर्ट करना चाहता हूँ और स्पाइसेस यहाँ से एक्सपोर्ट करना चाहता हूँ. तो वो एग्री हो गए. उसके बाद में फिर उनका वर्क ऐसे ही चलता रहा, और वो एक रिलायंस कॉमर्शियल कॉर्पोरेशन नाम की एक कंपनी स्टार्ट किए. वहाँ पे उन्हें काफी बेनिफिट हुआ, बट फिर भी उनसे वो सेटिस्फाइड नहीं थे और वो अपना वर्क और ज्यादा इंक्रीज करना चाहते थे. आगे चल करके 1966 में उन्होंने अहमदाबाद में एक रिलायंस टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री प्राइवेट लिमिटेड नाम की एक कंपनी स्टार्ट की. वहाँ उन्हें काफी बेनिफिट हुआ, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली 1986 में उन्हें पैरालिसिस का अटैक आया. बट उनका डिजायर बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग था, ड्रीम बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग था, इसलिए वो कंटिन्यू ग्रो करते गए. और 1990 में उन्होंने रिलायंस ऑयल रिफाइनिंग स्टार्ट की. 1991 में रिलायंस फार्मा, 1993 में रिलायंस पेट्रोलियम, 1995 में रिलायंस टेलीकॉम और 1998 में उन्होंने रिलायंस एलपीजी सर्विस स्टार्ट की। बट बाद में 24 जून 2002 में उनको सेकेंड अटैक आया और 9 वीक के लिए वो कोमा में चले गए और फाइनली 6 जुलाई 2002 में उनकी डेथ हो गई। बट उन्होंने अपना ड्रीम स्ट्रॉन्ग रखा था, इसलिए वो फाइनली बाद में वो वर्ल्ड के सबसे अमीर आदमियों में से काउंट होते हैं। उनका थॉट्स था कि थिंक बिग, थिंक फास्ट, थिंक अहेड, आइडिया आर नो वंस मोनोपोली, our dream have to be bigger, ambition high, commitment deeper and effort greater. Don't accept defeat, challenge negative forces. Thank you.
Awesome, great story. In fact, in spite of knowing about him, I didn't know the exact details of his story. And the best part I have observed is that banda 1932 में जन्म लिया और he really got successful after 50 years. Can you believe it? That much persistence he was. And you know, we most of us, हमको अगर जॉब में कुछ चैलेंज आता है, लाइफ में कुछ चैलेंज आता है, वहीं पे हम लोग हार मान जाते हैं. We become so frustrated. But look at the person's persistence. So that is really good thing which I personally learned. Awesome.
Actually, किरण जी, इनकी स्टोरी सुनने के बाद तो मैं फिर से चार्ज हो गई. Really.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. एंड अगर आप देखोगे उनका बैकग्राउंड कोई हॉट स्पॉट, कोई आईआईटी बंदा भी नहीं, कोई भी हाई फाई कॉलेज
नहीं, ऐसे नॉर्मल फैमिली से थे.
नॉर्मल फैमिली में आके इतना तहलका मचा है, राइट? सो वी ऑल हैव ए होप. ऑसम, ग्रेट ललिता जी, थैंक यू फॉर शेयरिंग. So I have a very pretty interesting topic. So there's a very good book called एक बार just a second, मेरे लिए कोई कौन टाइमर डालेगा? पुनीत और भरत, can you spotlight me?
Can I?
हाँ, मुझे spotlight कर दो. Done ना? और टाइमर डाल दो मेरे लिए भी 3 मिनट. स्पॉटलाइट कर दिया?
हाँ किरण.
बट मतलब मैं तो आप तुमको देख रहा हूँ. आई होप एवरीवन एबल टू सी मी, करेक्ट?
या वी कैन सर.
ओके, ग्रेट. थैंक यू. सो देयर इज अ बुक कॉल्ड गेट स्मार्ट बाय ब्रायन ट्रेसी. इट इज सुपर बुक. इसमें पता है, इस बुक में पहला चैप्टर स्पीक अबाउट लॉन्ग टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव वर्सेस शॉर्ट टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव. एंड देयर इज अ क्वेश्चन ही आस्क्ड. पूछता है कि इंटेलिजेंस का मतलब क्या है? What is the meaning of intelligence? Can anyone share their opinion? They can probably write in chat or they can also unmute and share quickly. Intelligence का मतलब क्या होता है? Anyone?
सही टाइम में सही दिमाग लगाना.
Close. क्या होता है? Quick. Anyone? The people can add.
Start off.
Handle a situation.
Having a good IQ.
Okay, IQ.
Intelligence can be in different aspects. For example, if you talk about failure, you can be considered as an intelligent person if you are aware of what your failures are or what your shortcomings are, and you make sure that you're not beating them again and again. I mean,
okay,
it is not related to any one particular thing. It can be vast.
So the reason I asked this question is because it's a very tricky question. Let me just clear all the myths, which is what even when I read this book, I got amazed with the definition and with the way to see intelligence.
Smart work.
Okay, absolutely, part of it. But just to summarize all of your talk, the book shares very nice content. Intelligence का मतलब IQ नहीं है. Intelligence का मतलब grades in school नहीं है. Intelligence का मतलब ये नहीं कि आप इतने पढ़ाई कर लिए, PhD कर लिया, सब कुछ. Intelligence actually doesn't come in that category. Intelligence actually defined होता है the way you act. ठीक है? For an example, now imagine I drive in my bike. I know आगे गाड़ी आ रही है, and if I take a right turn and वो गाड़ी अगर आएगा and सही टाइम में अगर मैंने टर्न वन नहीं लिया तो I will be spot dead. मुझे पता है आउटकम क्या होने वाला है. ठीक है? Even after knowing the outcome, I take a right turn. What is it? It is stupidity, opposite of intelligence. So intelligence basically connects with the way whatever goals you have और उसके हिसाब से आप act क्या करते हो. Very smart way. जैसे I think there's a very good a leader called Winston Churchill. He says long ago I stopped listening to what people speak Rather, I started to observe what people do. So I repeat, long ago, I stopped listening to what people say. Rather, I look at people, what they do. Behavior is only the truth. And intelligence comes in that spectrum where we act smartly. When we act intelligently, it has to connect with our goal. हमारा जो भी हमने goal रखा हुआ है, उसके हिसाब से we need to act smart. So why did I take this simple analogy? So I think Dheeraj shared a very beautiful content about emails. Most of us, we already have enough good knowledge. Even Google also gives us knowledge. Why are not we're not able to implement? So when I started reading these books almost 2 years back, I had a doubt कि कहाँ पे gap हो रहा है. You know what I did? Everyone would have known about there's something called bucket list. I actually started to make something called dream list. Now what is dream list? If you go to a restaurant, you get a menu card, right? And menu card, you have multiple options to select, and there is a price of every dish you make. Similarly, your dream list is a list of dreams or aspirations which you really wanted. It is not a visual thing कि वो अगर आएगा तो आएगा नहीं तो नहीं आएगा. So imagine, I really have one of the biggest dreams from my childhood. I really want to travel across the world, meet different people, understand their life, and maybe inspire in any other way with whichever possible platform I have. And I also have other dream to be speak across public, maybe in Madison Square Garden, addressing 20,000 people. And I see I'm wearing a blue suit, and with proper I get up, I take a flight and go to that stadium directly. And before I walk up and people introduce my name, and I speak and I inspire. There's so much of big dreams I have. So if I have multiple dreams, let's say D1, D2, D3. अब इसको मैं पहले game plan कैसे बनाऊंगा? First, I will create a dream MRP. So what do I mean by dream MRP? It's something called what is the price I'm willing to pay for this dream. One is a monetary aspect. Other is a time aspect. What is the monetary aspect? Maybe travel cost, or maybe around 5 lakhs to travel. And what is the time aspect? This is a key aspect for my dream. Let's say अगर मुझे really में I really want to go to that particular platform and speak, I have to earn that platform to speak, right? So उसके लिए I have to invest time on my skills and my life and my work. If I can invest all of my time towards this goal, I can achieve it. So basically सारे dreams को मैं exactly MRP डालूंगा. कितना लगेगा? 5 lakh, time maybe 4 years, wherever I am. So you decide whatever you want to go. The moment you create this dream list, तभी आपका magic start होगा. Because when you have a dream list, you actually have an outcome. You will actually have a game plan to where you want to go. Based on that, you can actually declutter your thoughts and find out which vehicle can really help you to achieve your dreams. So this is a basic thing which I really wanted to share. And thank you everyone for listening to me. So this is my topic. Great. Awesome. So we are right in time, just 5 minutes short of 10 o'clock. So we have 5 minutes. So anyone who has any of questions, or if you want to introduce yourself, if you missed out your name, you can unmute yourself and speak. We are here to listen. We still have around 5 minutes. Anyone want to add anything, they can unmute themselves and they can also speak. Or else we are done for the day.
Yeah, I just wanted to add. Sorry, please go ahead.
Yeah, who want to speak?
I think that was Niket.
Acha, Niket,
Yeah, hi.
I'll spotlight. Yeah, go ahead, Niket.
Yeah, I was disconnected earlier. So was I able to give you my full introduction, or like it was missed half?
Yeah, you can again give it, make it very short or something, so that we all know you.
Sure. Hello everyone, I am Niket and I live in Pune. I have done masters in computer engineering, and right now I am into market research. I conduct market research studies across various IT solutions and services. So that's all
Wonderful.
about me.
Who invited you, Niket?
Anu. Like today only I come to know about this initiative from Anu. She has also joined this group now.
Yeah, she is there. She and Bhushan, they both are really working for the cause of uniting everyone who believes in growth, so that we all can inspire each other in this tough time. Only way to keep us positive is to help each other, to encourage and have positive mindset. Correct? So,
Yes, it's a great initiative. I really appreciate it, and I'm very much excited working with this group. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And people who are all new, and if you really want to speak and participate, do one thing. You all should get back to the guides, whoever invited you, get their time and start speaking to them, start connecting with them, and also get to know how are we, selecting the topics and how are we giving the topics, so that you can also take it up and you can also, add value to all of us. So we all are excited to hear everyone. Only thing is we need to be a little prepared so that we all can cover maximum speakers. So we have limited time, so we will be able to cover maximum speakers. Great. So if you guys have any questions, we can maybe we still have around 2 minutes. We can take it, or else we can end it and we will again meet next week. So Deepak, I think you raised your hand. Do you want to speak anything?
Yeah, I just want to speak about the one of the book I've just read about within five days near around. It is just Business of 21st Century.
Uh-huh. So Deepak, let us do one thing. Topic, what we'll do is we'll let us talk after the book club, so that we'll review the content first, and then we can speak. That will be very systematic for all of us to really connect.
Yes.
Okay.
And one question from to all is that how means this meeting is how we are conducting once in a week or once in a month. These kind of questions we don't know like that.
Absolutely, that's a very good question. Good. I'll answer that to Deepak. So if anyone else has any question, they can write it down as well. They can unmute themselves. So Deepak, आपका question था कि ये कितने frequently ये meeting होता है? Is that your question or am I understanding right?
Yes, sir. This one only.
ठीक है. तो देखो, what we do is it's a very simple background. अगर आप starting में join किए थे तो I told about a guy called Vijay, who's the founder of Peak Impact Mentorship. So unke around we started doing weekend workshops, which we did for 15 Laws of Growth. And that course cost around $700, and we got it for free of cost because Vijay is a passionate teacher and he's a part of John C. Maxwell's team. He's a certified coach out of 7 people in India. India में बस 7 ही लोग हैं, Vijay is one of them. And that is how we started in the weekend. And weekend में जब हमको response आया ना, then we started book club also. The book club is a complimentary platform to people who believes in growth. जहाँ पे every week once we do it, जैसे Thursday we do it. इंटेंशनली हम वीकडे इसलिए करते हैं क्योंकि वीकेंड टू वीकेंड लोग लाइव जीते हैं, तो जब तक वीकेंड आता तब तक लोगों की तो हालत खराब ही हो जाती है ऑफिस से चक्कर ये चक्कर लाइफ के चक्कर में. सो वी इंटीग्रेटेड इन वीकडे ताकि लोग एटलीस्ट वो एक बीच में एक बोलते हैं ना एंकर बना रहे कि वहां पे भी आप पॉजिटिव रहो एंड अप्लाई समथिंग इन योर रियल लाइफ एज वेल. So overall agenda is very simple. Just if you see most people talk about mindset, growth, and dreams, aspirations, and different other topics as well. Few people covered in business sense, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Maybe you can cover next week also some interesting topic. Overall agenda is to really help us to figure out हमको life में कैसे अपना planning करना है, and we get decluttered in our thoughts and start applying something. It is not about just to talk theory, but help each other to apply in reality.
And can we also include in that that we are just connecting many people? So can we conduct means 30 minutes late and we will discuss about the people's pro and cons, how much they are fully skilled, like in today's corporate world we are just very much familiar about the communication skills. Without communication skill we can't manage in world. Okay.
Absolutely.
So my point is that if we connect with the people and increase our communication skill, it is better platform to improve ourselves also, and we can point out the mistakes of others also, because we can find mistake anyone's easily, but our mistake we can't find easily. That's the main thing.
तो इसके लिए आपको मैं बहुत अच्छा solution देता हूँ. देखो, our main agenda definitely is one of the goal is to help people to improve communication skill. आप एक काम करो, आपको किसने invite किया इधर?
Yeah, I invited by Anu. And I also know Bhushan and one of them also.
ठीक है. What you should do next step is that you should connect with them, both of them, and start sharing your learning, and you can do things one on one. जैसे feedback होता है ना, generally what happens, we want to create this environment more of encouraging atmosphere. तो आपको पता चल जाएगा. Imagine करो, if you are speaking something, if it is really powerful, people will respond in chat, people will share something good about it, right? So indirectly you will understand, अच्छा मैंने ऐसे किया है, and you can also take feedback from your guide. Let's say Anu Bhushan है, उनसे आप बात करो, मेरे से भी बात करो अगर हो सकता है तो. You can take feedback, background में काम करो अपने feedback के ऊपर, and either lively you can produce. So that will work really better. Anyway, we can take up in the call and we can discuss more about it. Good. So anyone else has any questions, or we are done for the day?
Just a request from my side. This is Atul.
Yeah, Atul, go ahead.
Can you guys please share the book name, whatever was discussed today, so
Yeah,
I can add it to my book list?
Who invited you, Atul?
Anu.
Anu, na? ठीक है. So I'll एक काम कीजिए आप, you connect with Anu again and just ask
Okay.
the name, and she will be sharing with you. ठीक है? We all have
Okay,
we have
okay,
discussed
sure.
the books already.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, awesome, Atul. Great. So anyone else?
Thanks.
So, Kiran, I just wanted to add something.
Yeah, go ahead, Madhu.
Yeah, so as all of you are locked down, quarantined at home, and there is a lot of messages passing here and there, and a lot of negativity is also there. So protect yourself and protect your mindset from that, refrain that, and utilize and focus on good things like spending time with family, giving yourself good food, good sleep, good thought, participating in book club. You can also touch base with the person who invited you to the book club and also understand the growth workshop and whatever other interesting things that are happening. And then focus on good things and focus on yourself. Do not, get too involved in these negatives and a lot of things that are happening here and there. And this is the best time to utilize and work on yourself. It could be any resolution that you wanted to take, or any weakness that you wanted to overcome, where you always wanted some time of break where you can just focus only on that weakness and you can overcome. I think this is the best time. So focus on that on yourself, and all of you stay safe. That's all I wanted to share. Thank you.
Awesome. Last but not the least, before I end, there's something amazing happening in this weekend where Vijay, founder of Peak Impact Mentorship, will be talking about fear, how to handle failure and how to handle fear. It's a superb topic which we'll be covering, and whoever is excited for growth, they can again get back to the guides and get to know more details about it. So thank you so much for attending. Good night. See you next week. Bye.
Good night, everyone. See you next week.